So you're thinking about moving to Pueblo, Colorado, and maybe you want to know, what is Pueblo West like? What's going on there? Well, we've got you covered here on this channel. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of Pueblo West today. So stick around, you don't want to miss it. And if this is your first time on the channel and you want to know all there is to know about living in Pueblo, be sure to hit that subscribe button, click the little bell for notifications so you can stay up to date on all the latest market trends. I'm Krista. I am actually a local native here to Pueblo. I have lived in Colorado my entire life. And so you have a good resource in me for the scoop of what is going on. What does housing look like? What does the landscape look like? It's all covered here. And whether you're looking to move in 10 days or 100 days from now, we encourage you to reach out, book a conversation with us so that we can help you make it a smooth transition. And in the meantime, maybe we'll see you around. Okay, so let's talk about the pros and cons when it comes to living in Pueblo West. So we're gonna start with the pros, but I'm gonna tell you right now, we really couldn't come up with that many cons. Everything that we're about to share is factual data, so it's not just opinion, and we're gonna share with you what we found when it comes to living in Pueblo West. So let's start with the pros. Pro number one is going to be the overall cost of living. So overall cost of living is coming in and is showing at 9.7% below the US national average. Now, where is it faring with Colorado's average? Well, 25%, that's a whopping 25% below Colorado's average. Pueblo West, that's where it falls. So if you're looking to move to somewhere that looks like it might be more affordable on paper, Pueblo West is probably gonna be for you. Now, if you're thinking about renting in Pueblo West, we can say that rentals like a 2-bedroom is looking around $1,400 a month, and that is coming in about 6% less than the US national average and about 23% below the Colorado average. Now let's talk about home prices. So you're probably wondering, what's the average home price in Pueblo West? Well, get ready for this, because if you've lived anywhere else in Colorado and you hear this number, you're going to know that it is quite a bit, almost half, below the Colorado average. The average home price in Pueblo West is coming in around $286,000. Now that's average, okay? But I can tell you that that is 15% below US national average. And are you ready for this? A whole whopping 45% below the Colorado average. So again, if we're looking for affordable places, we can probably put Pueblo West in our pro checklist. Now let's talk about the climate. So you're wondering, what is there to do? What's the climate like? Well, let me just tell you, Pueblo West and Pueblo, because we're pretty much the same, we just have a little space between us. Pueblo is going to get about 300 days of sunshine a year. Now that's actually also in line with the Colorado average. Unless you're in the mountains, you're really going to see a lot of sunshine in Colorado in general. But in Pueblo specifically, because we are further south, the climate's just different down here. So you're going to see about 300 days of sunshine average per year. So if you like sunshine, you can put that in your pros list. If you would prefer to have more clouds, less sunshine, maybe it's a con for you, but most people would probably consider it a pro, so we'll put that in the pros list. And then when it comes to, is there trails? Is there anything like that? Yes, there is. 18 miles, in fact, of trails. There's also fishing. You have local access to Pueblo State Park. So you're gonna actually have an entrance right into the north side of the recreational reservoir, which is Pueblo Reservoir. You guys have your own entrance out there in Pueblo West. Doesn't matter if you live off the first, second, or third entrance of Pueblo West. You're gonna be able to access it from the second, but you can get from the first or third to the same access road. It all connects, so it doesn't really matter which exit you live off of. You're gonna be able to actually take the road back there that will get you straight to the reservoir. And if you know anything about Pueblo Reservoir, it is one of the largest reservoirs, actually is the largest in Colorado as far as recreational goes. So you can take your boats out there, you can take paddle boards, jet skis, camping, whatever you like, and just have a blast. So that is going to be probably a pro for most people to be close to that. And if you live in certain parts of Pueblo West, you got some really good views too, because you have unobstructed western slope views. So we got that going for Pueblo West too. Pueblo West also has an equestrian center and a golf course. There's going to be pools out there, lots of schools, lots of restaurants, mostly local owned restaurants. So that is a nice feel because then you get to know the people who work there. It's usually the same faces when you walk in. So it's a comfortable feel every time you want to go sit and have a good meal. That is something you can look forward to here in Pueblo West or Pueblo in general. So we can probably put that in the pros list if you like that sort of thing. If you want more chain restaurants, that's not that far away. It's a 10-minute drive into Pueblo, or maybe you want to go to like an In-N-Out Burger, which is in Colorado Springs. You can get there in about 45 minutes if you leave Pueblo West and head north and go to Colorado Springs. So again, pretty much all a pro. The schools, according to the data that we found on homes.com, the schools are going to be rated quiet and safe. Again, we're quoting homes.com here. They are rated quiet and safe, with being above average for Colorado in Pueblo West. And also their high school there has an IB, or Intercontinental Baccalaureate program. So that is something that is attractive for aspiring college students. And the Pueblo West High School actually houses currently about 1,500 students. So it is not a small school by any means. And there are also other elementary pre-K schools out there. There's a lot of options. So if you have a family you're moving out there and you want to consider schooling options, District 70 is that district. In Pueblo though, you can kind of go anywhere you want. You can venture over into other districts, but the local district out there is District 70. So again, according to homes.com, they are rated quiet and safe, and they are close to trails and parks and all the fun things to do. So we've got that going too for Pueblo West. The other thing that is good about Pueblo West is the stability in demographics. So out in Pueblo West, as of 2021, there was a 99% homeowner occupancy. So basically 99% of the homes out there were all taken. Now, again, that was probably about 4 years ago that information came out. There hasn't been an updated statistic since. However, we can say that the home prices in Pueblo West, if you're looking for Pueblo to Pueblo West, they're probably going to be a little bit above the Pueblo prices just because the demand is higher for Pueblo West, but there isn't the amount of supply to meet the demand. So that is one thing you can consider when you're looking to move. Maybe you want to think about the resale. You're going to be out in Pueblo West where there's less vacancy and higher occupancy. So that is a good thing. And it's good too, because then you know you have neighbors that have probably been pre-established for a while, or they're maybe going to stick around for a while, because 99% occupancy is not really that heard of. So you're gonna have, again, higher demand, lower supply, which is good for your home values. Okay, so we've given you a glimpse into the pros of Pueblo West, but let's talk about the cons. I know nobody really likes to talk about cons, but honestly, these aren't that bad of cons. So the most we could come up with when we looked at factual data of people that lived in Pueblo West, and also what we know about the area, is that there's going to be a drier climate. Let's start there. It's a little bit drier, a little more deserty. You're probably going to have a little more wind. Obviously, you have a lot more sunshine, less rain, less snowfall, even though the last couple of seasons, the snowfall and the rain have actually been a little bit more than they usually are. But statistically, it's going to be a little bit less than what you would see in the city of Pueblo. So you could put that on your cons list if you don't want the wind, you don't want the dryness. But hey, some people, they live in Arizona and they love it. I call Pueblo mini Arizona sometimes. And if you like that climate, you might actually like living in Pueblo West. So the other thing we can say that you might put on your cons list is the job market limitation. So if you are living in Pueblo West, yes, they have jobs out there because they have fast food restaurants, they have a Walmart, they have those sorts of things, but you may not see anything that resembles like an office job. Not as much as you would see. You're gonna find it out there, but not as much as you would see in Pueblo County or maybe the surrounding areas like Colorado Springs or Cañon City. So you might have to commute a little bit. If you're going to Cañon, it's an easy 30 minutes. Colorado Springs, depending on where in Colorado Springs, 30 minutes to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, just depends on where. Or you might have to commute into Pueblo, which is all of 10 to 20 minute drive. So if you don't like commuting, you could put that on your cons list. But if you like commuting, I liked commuting when I was commuting from here to actually Denver every day. I liked the drive. I used it as downtime. But if you don't like that, then you could put that in your cons list. And aside of those few things with the climate and the drive, Pueblo West actually rates very well in terms of, again, occupancy, things to do, options for schools. So you have plenty of pros out there, just a few cons. And if you are looking to move in the next 10 days or 100 days, it doesn't really matter. We're here as a resource, so you can grab our contact information from the description box below. Feel free to reach out. We would love to help you make that transition. And in the meantime, maybe we'll see you around.